And if my good friend Chris is listening, yes, that crowd cheering is for you, buddy. So, anyways, he always bugs me about it or ribs me a little bit about it. So there's our crowd cheering. So, anyways, welcome, everybody. Love doing these trainings every month, as you know, master classes. There's running a cleaning business, running a home service business, running a business isn't easy. If it was, everybody would do it. Right. And we kind of believe in our heads that it's easy. I think if you kind of dig into the numbers and the stats and know that 80% of all small businesses go out of business in the first 5 years, another 80% in the next 5 years, according to the Small Business Administration, and all kinds of numbers all over the place. I mean, those are rough numbers. They change year to year, but that's kind of the range. So those 80% and then 20% left, 80% of that, you're down to what, 94% of businesses go out of business by year 10. So in general, it's hard to run your own business, right? So small business is the lifeblood of the economy, as they say, but it ain't easy. You kind of cycle through, and what you do is you make mistakes, you learn, you don't know what you don't know, you kind of hope, you follow, we call it marketing incest. You try and figure out things from other people on forums and stuff like that. Did they make it? Did they do it? Less than 15% of carpet cleaners ever get out of the truck. Less than 2% ever sell their business for more than the equipment. And less than 0.5%, way less than 0.5%, ever get to scale where it's a lifestyle business, like over 100,000 a month and beyond kind of idea, where they've got crews, they've got multiple divisions, and they can then scale to 5 million, 10 million and beyond, right? So it's to do that, it's a business mindset, right? It really is what's between our ears. 90% of what happens in our life happens by the chatter between our ears. So it's just something I'm very big and focused on as well. For myself, have been in my entire life. I was just a punk kid that played in a band, didn't go to university, started a cleaning company in my early 20s in 1995, got out of the truck within about a year and a half in a town of 30,000 people, built a 7-figure business, all that kind of stuff, right? And I have been teaching on this for 20 years, doing consulting while still running my cleaning businesses, finally sold them all off to do this. Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters, write the book, on Amazon, write the book, and like all the stuff, right? So the Carpet Cleaner Success Podcast, all that stuff, just to help out, because there is a lot of misinformation and FUD and misunderstanding. And, I think it just needs to be this way. I just need more leads, all that kind of stuff that we talk about every single month. And the truth is, you have to have a dedicated plan to grow a business. You have to have a thought process. You have to be intentional. Right? You could have a buddy or a friend who's also running a cleaning business. I talk to guys all the time, 20 years, my business is 200,000 a year, 250,000 a year. And there might be some of you going, ooh, that's amazing. Yep. And they have nothing to sell. It's the same business. They got to scale in 4 or 5 years. And they've kind of just, they're just the guy in the truck. They hurt their leg. Their mom gets sick. They need whatever. And they got zero income. They get divorced. They lose. There's nothing. You know what I mean? You didn't build a business. You built a job because you're running as a, you're running as an operator of the company, but trying to get a business outcome. So what we're going to talk about today, let me switch over here. So thank you for letting me have that little rant, because I'm really trying to get into people's heads to understand there is a right way, not one way, but there's a right way that anybody who's ever built any of these things well, any business well, local business, whatever, you'll see that there's a linear path. There's a lot of noise, like signal versus noise is the concept here. There's a lot of noise around that, but the signal, the straight line path is very specific, and it always is. And it is a thing. And most people don't, they go off on one of the noise, and that's them gone. They didn't keep down the path. And that is almost everybody, except for a very small few. So we're going to have a little bit of a conversation about one of those things. Let me switch over here. Right. So today I'm in the bottom corner. I'm going to move up to the top, but we're going to talk about building your future job pipeline. This is one of those things. So every single month I'm talking about one of those things. Again, it's not easy. You learn, you put in the, have the identity, have the mindset of always be learning, always be growing. You put things in place that move you forward, systemize them, automate them, stack, and move on. There's no one lead source. You should not be chasing leads anyways. We'll talk about that. There's no one lead source. There's no one you know, match your competitors. Oh, they're 3 rooms in a hall, $99. I'll be 3 rooms in a hall, $89. That's the noise. The signal is the guys and gals that grow businesses. I was just talking to Amy. If you're on, welcome. The other day, in the last 18 months or so, 24 months went from 1.2 to 2.4 million in carpet cleaning, right? Big business growing, right? How did that happen in that period of time? There was a reason for it. There was an intentionality. There was a building a business, right? So if those numbers seem out of whack to you, there is an easy way to go from 100,000 to 200,000 in a year, 200,000 to 400,000 in a year, right? There is a really easy way. We'll talk about that at the end of this, actually. We kind of walk you through a little bit of a paradigm on that. But right now, what we want to do is we want to talk about building your future job pipeline, something you should have always done, but AI lead nurture can help it a little bit easier, right? If you want to lean into this whole new AI world. If not, automate it. If not, at least do it manually. Start good, better, best. Deal with somebody that knows what they're doing, right? Straight up. If somebody has built a 7-figure cleaning business, maybe they might know a little thing or two about building a 7-figure cleaning business. If they've coached other people on how to do that, get out of the truck and work maybe 5 or 10 hours a week, running the cleaning business, managing it, running it, growing it, being without a college education, as a guitar player in a band, there might be something there, right? So most cleaners chase leads today. Smart cleaners build jobs for tomorrow. What the seeds you plant today grow into the growth tomorrow. Without it, it never, ever, ever comes. So let's see what that is. Let's talk about that for a little bit today. So as one of my favorite podcasts says, welcome to today's talk, as I always like to say. Let's have a talk about this. Let's chat this through, okay? So normal stuff. Turn off your cell phones unless you're listening to me on the cell phone. Then don't turn it off. That would be silly. Turn off Facebook. I am not on Facebook as far as this presentation goes. If you're a cleaning home service business owner, serious about growing, this is another one of those master classes. Maybe come back to, if you're good with AI, maybe take the transcript out of this, put it into your AI chat, talk about your business, have your master prompt. You don't know what I'm talking about, have a call with us. We'll talk about it, and have a conversation about here's what I'm doing. Here's what John said. How do we make that happen? Right? You're going to get some ideas. Because today, what we're going to talk about is why Ready Now leads are only 3%. That sounds like a small number. 3% of your real local growth strategy. All of your competitors, except for one or two strategic thinkers who think of business, not operating, not just doing, not just cleaning more. I need to get more cat pee out today. They're thinking of business growth. Who's got money right now? Who's going to have money in a year from now and 5 years from now? Who are those people? Because I need to be back in that house again and again and again. And how do I do that? Don't target the 3%. They have an eye on the 3%. We'll talk about that, but they don't target the 3%. They target the 97% in different buckets that you're not even paying attention to. They have an entirely different clientele than you do. So we're going to figure out what that is. How to capture today's buyers while building tomorrow's job pipeline. How blank. You guys are going to fill in the blank by the end. So put your thinking caps on. Think of that. Put it in the chat at the end of the call. You're going to tell us what that blank is. Turn curious homeowners into future customers. Wouldn't it be great that everything you do today lines you up for 1, 10, 20, 50, 100 new ideal clients? Not customers are one time. Clients come back. Love you, use you forever. How AI-powered follow-up helps you stay top of mind. And I'm going to talk about how AI is working to help make this a little bit easier. There's a strategic level to it. It's not just, give it to AI, ChatGPT, it'll do it for me. No, everything needs to be thought out well, right? There is no easy button in life. Live life the hard way and it actually becomes easier. Try and live life the easy way and everything falls apart. It becomes harder. Let's just, have those difficult conversations and things work out better than avoiding them. All the stuff that mom taught us, like probably right? So Anyways, talked a little bit of who I am. You guys know me, but if you don't, own businesses actually since 1990. Started the carpet cleaning in 1995, but I started a window cleaning company in high school with my buddy Scott. I could not speak, red faced in front of class, skipped out every time, puked in the bathroom every time we had to do a presentation, and or anything like that. Scott did the talking, I did the thinking, and I was a solid C student in school, by the way, just so you guys know. So this doesn't come from anything super special, but yeah, and I left high school early to go on the road with a band for a number of years and did window cleaning down the side of 40-story buildings, high-rise window cleaning, stuff like that on the side, ran my own company, started some janitorial and stuff like that. And then finally, drummer got his girlfriend knocked up, the whole story, had to do something, started a carpet cleaning company, moved to a town where I didn't know anybody, so I wouldn't walk in the door of somebody I knew. And that's where I started. I've owned cleaning franchises, cleaning businesses, bought businesses, sold businesses, duct cleaning, carpet cleaning, janitorial, maid services, all that kind of stuff. Once you learn how to do this, you can just add, you can just connect, right? I turned out to be a business owner that happened to be in the cleaning industry, not a cleaner that just happened to be, own a business. So I've lectured on stages, done many three-day elite retreats. I've run coaching programs since 2007. I've won Marketer of the Year with things like GKIC and stuff like that, or runner up in the top five, in the winner of the group that kind of went to Disney's and did all that kind of stuff. Longtime marketing consultant strategist, wrote the book, got another book coming out, and write content for Clean Facts and interviewed all the time there. Me and Jeff once a month do something, all that kind of stuff. And I've sold all the divisions off because we don't have 401ks, learned how to invested all of that, started Carpet Cleaner Marketing Masters. There's who I am. All right. So a little bit about it, the people we know, there's good buddy Jeff Cross, ISSA, Clean Facts. If you're not a member of ISSA, join the association. That's us. That's for cleaners, right? Lots of good stuff there. And good, there's Howard, there's Dusty, there's Mark Sager, stuff like that. We're all kind of done things together over the years, right? That's the point. But more importantly is we also, for decades, help you guys do what you need to do. Grow your business everywhere, all the time. We help make our clients the top carpet cleaning brand in the local marketplace so they can attract the best clients, charge the top rates, and be booked out for weeks in advance. We don't do that for them. Nobody's going to do that for you. Your mom's not going to solve your problems anymore, right? That kind of thing. We do it with them. We help make our clients the top cleaning brand because it's a done together system. What you do the right way, that's not showing up at Mrs. Jones's house. That's a little part of it, but what's the marketing all around that, right? What's all the stuff that you do that builds you over all the 70, 80, 90 other choices? And right now with the economy slowing down and people getting laid off because AI is taking over their jobs and all of this kind of stuff, what happens in that world is the same thing that happened in 2008, 9, 10 recession. People go and start up cleaning businesses if they're displaced. They go and buy franchises, in pressure washing, carpet cleaning, anything. Like it's like some drop years, like there's tens of thousands, right? The numbers in the tens of thousands that are being permanently laid off at any given time right now due to this massive AI disruption, kind of up and down and sideways, but it is a freight train rolling down the highway because it takes menial jobs. There's a report at one point that 50% of all jobs aren't needed. They're just there to create momentum in the economy. Well, AI is starting to take those as well. So anybody sitting in front of a computer, right? Robotics is coming. Elon Musk's Optimus robots, 100,000 a month rolling off the assembly line by this time next year is the goal. 1 million by the year after, a month, right? Those are fully dexterous, can do most menial service jobs and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? They could download how to fix a pipe. Think of that, right? So all that kind of stuff. So that's the world. We're into a dystopian world. We're into a very weird world. How do we still run a cleaning business in that? How do we become how do we grow? Well, you got to become the best known brand. We call it the best known cleaner. You got to become the best known in your marketplace, online, offline, everywhere. So people go, I want them, not at the cheapest price. It's not incestuous marketing where, oh, I'm just going to match everybody else's price. No, we've got clients and people in my coaching program that their average residential job is north of $800. There are some people, there's fellows I talk to, there's people on my podcast, residential job, $2,000 because they're in a marketplace where that's legit. That can residential customer, and they get called back 2 and 3 times a year, right? Mia talked about it a couple of little, like we're chatting and they had a job where the customer was $2,100 or $2,500, something in that range of carpet and upholstery cleaning, like cleaning services, and then booked while flying back to her second home before coming back to their area, booked the multi-system duct cleaning because of big homes, big neighborhoods. Obviously, they don't come from discount ads. They don't, AI doesn't find you from being the cheapest or anything like that, but they booked a $6,500 duct cleaning job on the back end. So that was a $9,000 client. Think of that. When's the last time you had a $9,000 residential client that within 2 appointments over the course of 30, 45 days, and they're going to call back again before the end of the year? You have lifetime value clients that are $100,000 and $200,000. What we really care about, make sure we have a lifetime value client at least 10 or 20,000. Is your average client worth about 10,000 in repeats and referrals? That doesn't come from $200 jobs. That doesn't come from $169, 3 rooms and a hall. That's everybody else. And again, you can start there, but how do you move from there to be that business owner elite class where your technicians are making 70, 80, 90,000 a year, or like Jorge, $135,000, $140,000 a year technicians, right? How do you do that? These are the guys I talk with. These aren't the guys that are sitting on the forums talking about how to get, cat pee out of a carpet. These are the business builders that have long since left the forums. That's where we want to talk to you about right now. So, okay. So how do you do that, right? Omnipresence. You need to be everywhere your ideal client lurks. You need to get in their brain. There is nobody that sees an ad once and calls that company unless they are either in a dire emergency or the worst customer to ever get. Think of the things you've bought that you care about, right? If you don't care about it, prices, your commodity, prices a thing. If you care about it, who's going to come into my home, go into my bedroom, around my jewelry, around my underwear? Like literally, let's think about it. You don't even let your best friend in those rooms. We're going to let this guy in. Do you think they did a little bit of due diligence? Do you think they care a little bit more? Do you think the best clients care a little bit more and do things entirely differently? And you go, well, John, I don't get any of those customers. That's not who I attract. That's the lesson right here. If you don't attract those people, somebody else is. What's the difference? And they do it so subtly, you don't even notice it, right? So omnipresence. You want to maximize the opportunities to generate a qualified inquiry, not a lead, an inquiry, qualified. If your ideal client should be giving you minimum $350, $400, $500 is your average job. And if it isn't, you are way behind the times right now. I'm going to tell you straight up. You shouldn't be running pay-per-click ads or anything like that. The math doesn't math. It doesn't work, right? So, but when it does work, you can be running local service ads, pay-per-click ads, next door ads, Facebook ads to build your brand presence, every door mail. You can be building out referral partner networks and giving referral rewards and relationships and like all the poles in the water, as we talked about. You can be scaling and systemizing because you have the luxury of room in your budget. And if you also know how to double the retention of your average client, you just doubled your business. If you're doing 200,000 a year and you just get people to come back more often, more people to come back more often, like not 20% of your database. And I hear a lot of people coming back. I don't care about a lot is not a statistic. You're not a business owner if the answer to something is a lot. You're a business owner if you say, well, 62% of my clients repeat within 1 year or within 18 months or within 2 years. Figure out how to get that number, because if it dips and all of a sudden you only know that it goes down to 58, goes down to 54, what's the problem? How do we solve this? Because you're being strategic, right? So as you run your business, think about ways to just up level in game theory. Think of video games. How do you level up a little bit, right? Just a little bit at a time. So eventually you're fighting the boss and you won the game. How do you get to that little? You start off like crap. I'm not a video gamer. I started off Super Mario like crap. I never made it to the end. right? I like Tetris, right? I was not a video gamer. I've got friends and family and all that are just absolutely amazing video gamers. Well, they all started off sucking at the first game. Second game, eventually made it to the end of the game, eventually learned a little bit of skills, got better. Next thing you know, decades, years later, they're just amazing at it, right? That's their thing because they leveled up a little bit at a time. Well, let's do that in the game of business, the game of life, right? Qualified inquiry. Maximize your brand impressions. Nobody hires you if they don't know, like, and trust you. How many impressions does it need for somebody to know? Enough to be aware. Now they're aware of you to some degree. It isn't one cold outreach. It isn't an email. It isn't, I tried door hangers. I tried every door mail. I sent it to a neighborhood of 5,000 people. I spent $1,000 on every door mail, John. I sent postcards to 5,000 people. I got 0 phone calls. That tells me not a single person has heard from you, knows your brand, and knows you at least 11 to 20 touches ahead of time. Like, what? Yes, 11 to 20 touches ahead of time. Actually, I'm going to move myself into the top corner. So I need to leave myself down the bottom corner. Anyways, 11 to 20 touches. That's called ZMOT, Zero Moment of Truth. Learn it, read it. Google did it. It's just studies. It's not somebody's guess. It's like you can guess that a supplement or a medicine works, or you can do a double-blind controlled study, not across 10 people, but 10,000, 100,000 people, and then the outcome is, and the fringe cases and the variables now start to shed light, right? Same idea. Brand impressions. You need to be known before they're ready. And this is what we're going to talk about today a little bit as well. And then once they are ready, you got to convert them. How do you convert not 20%? You got 10 phone calls today or this week. You convert 2 of them because you suck at the phone. How much does it cost to clean 3 rooms in a hallway? It costs $165. Okay, thank you. Right? Costs $250. Oh my God, yours expensive. Thank you. Right? How do you convert 2 of them at $200? You made $400. How do you convert 5 or 6 right now at $500 with the right script, the right messaging, the right positioning, the right follow-up? And then, call back tomorrow, call back a couple days later. You now all of a sudden you got 5 of them at $500. You just made $2,500, and buddy over here made $400. So you're way ahead. You're $2,100 ahead for the exact same ads. Oh, my leads suck. No, you do. Right? Take ownership. If you're not able to convert, that's a you. Do you know about scripting? Do you know a little bit about psychology? You know how to the flow of a conversation? Or do you want a button on your website to book your whole entire schedule for you? Do you think that's a thing without any context of why you're more expensive than the competitors? Do you think they know so much about you and love you so much? Are you going to go just buy the very best, you name it? What's your thing, right? Are you going to hire the landscaping company that's twice the price of the other guy without having any context why they're twice the price? Some people are hiring the landscaping company that's twice the price of everybody else because that landscaping company has a story to tell. What they do differently, they do 4 times as much value for only twice the price. And they prove it. And the right people go, holy crap, I'd rather pay $2,000 a year for that landscaping company than $1,000 for that one. Can you tell that story? You maximize conversions, getting that out in front, having those conversations, staying in touch, right? And now all of a sudden, maybe over time, you land another couple of them. Now you got 7 out of 10. Buddies over here still only got 2. Not good on the phones, not good on marketing, has a website with babies lying on carpets and families and dogs sitting on couches and thinks that that's okay. Knows nothing about what causes people to buy. Can't even pause to think about, why do I buy things? Maybe why I buy things is similar to why other people buy things. I'm not that reactionary either. Right? I think I need you to play on my emotions. Why did I buy more for this TV than this TV? Because the sales guy told me that your buddies are going to be happier when they come over to watch the football game, and I'm into football. How did he know that? Because he asked me those questions. It wasn't guess. It wasn't random. He went to the boss at the end of the day and go, yep, I sold 10 of the higher end TVs today. That's not a scam. You got a great TV. but he was able to influence you, right? And if it's a high-end electronics store, he knows who's already walking in the door in the first place. My dearly departed father-in-law used to buy the most expensive TVs and stereo equipment I've ever seen in my life because that was his thing. He had people on call at the stereo supply store on call who knew that when the best thing came in, they would just call him in to come and listen to it, come in and give it a try, right? Because he might buy it, he might swap in, trade up, do his thing, right? And all because it was his thing he cared about. He was a tool and die salesman. So, right there, we have clients that want clean and healthy and all of the feelings that we can give them, and they want security and all that. It isn't given in our industry. That's not just what everybody does. Talked well and understood well, you maximize conversions, and now you've got 7 out of 10, not 2 out of 10. Your average job is $500, not $200. Now you're at $3,500 for the same ads that this other guy got $400 worth of revenue, and thinks marketing sucks. And you've got $3,500 from the same marketing channels, but with a better conversion system built on, and you're $3,100 ahead. First time customer. Then you got to really the whole thing is you've got a machine in place where your average job is double other people's because you know how to do that, right? So now you've got double the money that this guy's got, and then you also know how to retain these people for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 lifetime value. Half of them are never going to be seen again. The other half are going to be done well. You stay in touch with them, lifetime clients. Now you didn't just make $3,500. You know that half of those people will be worth, say, 10 grand. Keep the numbers simple. We got 7, so 4 of them stick around forever at $10,000 low end lifetime value. You just made $40,000 to this guy's 400. He knows nothing about anything I just said. You're learning it, you do it, you put it in place. Hey, so hopefully you like that rant. So that's what today is about. If that excites you, let's dig in a little bit, right? So the smart cleaners build tomorrow's jobs as most cleaners are chasing today's leads. Most carpet cleaners focus on the people ready to book today, but that is a tiny, tiny part of the market. So what do we mean by 3%? Well, Chet Holmes' Ultimate Sales Machine, if you haven't read it, haven't listened to it, read it, listen to it. We are students of business, learn this stuff. Again, I didn't read in high school as a solid C student. Learn this stuff. You drive around, you sit in front of windshield time all the time. If you do, or go for a walk. If you're in the office, go for a walk, learn this stuff, because this knowledge moves you forward, right? 3% are ready to buy right now in any market on average. 3% are ready to buy right now. That's everybody's fighting for. Oh, my Google ads, my Google local service ads are in front of yours, and I'm in pay-per-click ads. I'm going to get the pay-per-click ones. What if the ones that don't go to pay-per-click? Well, maybe I'll get Google ads someday. What about AI mentions? No, it doesn't. I think AI recommends me. I don't know. I type into ChatGPT and it mentions my name. Do you think it's because you've mentioned your business name before? Don't know. Do you have there's a strategy, or is it a game, right? Let's play strategically, right? But 3% are ready to buy right now, and everybody's targeting those. Everybody's trying to get a percentage of those 3%. 60% are considering it right now, but not buying. They're not reaching out and calling today. They're considering it. They're weighing their options. They're trying to understand the price points in the marketplace. Do you have a guide? Do you have a guide on good, better, best pricing in the marketplace and what the discounts are versus the higher end, and where do you guys fit in, and questions they should ask? Are you in their world at all? Are you helping, or are you just hoping? Right? So we called it your total addressable market, your TAM, right? If you have a pay-per-click operator and they haven't talked to you about your TAM, fire the pay-per-click operator. They have no clue what they're doing. It's not, set up automated ads, right? You're not running Performance Max. Go away, right? 30% not thinking about it. They're dormant, but they're easily awakened. You can educate these people. You can get in front of them. They're still in the same place. They're seeing what their friends are doing, and they go, honey, that really funky love seat or couch sectional in the basement The kids have been bouncing on. The teenagers have been, sweating up. Do you know we can get that cleaned and it's going to come out really well? Nancy just did. Right? How did you tell them that Nancy's not going to tell people I just hired my carpet cleaner? That doesn't happen. Maybe once or twice, a little bit. But how do we let them know that Nancy did? We're going to talk about that a little bit. 30% don't think they're interested, but with the right messaging and that right drip, you realize they are. I don't want to do this myself, and I can't not ever do it. And then there's 30% that are just slobs, hoarders, no money, whatever. Like they're just not in your market at all. So you got your total addressable market, people with discretionary income, not everybody, not 90-year-old grannies, like lovely people, probably in the retirement home, probably don't need us, right? Not 20-year-old, 15-year-old, people out living on their own, kicked out of the house or left home or whatever. Probably not our ideal client, right? We know our ideal client. But the ones that are definitely not interested, they're off the table in our total addressable market, right? They've already got somebody. They love them. Done well, the person who's calling some other business right now while we're talking on a channel you don't market to should never in your natural life call you. If they call somebody else and that other person does a great job indoctrinating them, doing a great service experience, wowing the crap out of them at a price higher than the competition would be ideal. Staying in touch with them, following up with them, having a cadence of communication that educates them and keeps them in their world. Give them a free bottle of spot remover with your logo and your name on it. Put a honey-do list magnet, not a ban on the fridge. Good, better, best. Ban on the fridge, better than zero. Best, actually something they're going to use forever. Sticks to the fridge, writes on it, all that kind of stuff. Family makes notes on it with your name at the bottom. That ain't going nowhere. There's our guys. You're just brand impression every day. And there's a million ways you can do that, right? So you want to make sure that you have that in place because your competitors, the good ones, do. And some of the definitely not interested are because somebody else did this once. And they're so good at it, this person will never look again. They shouldn't. And when you do it right, they shouldn't look again either from you, right? So most carpet cleaners are fighting over 3%. 97%, the rest of the total addressable market. We know 67% will probably need cleaning within the next 12 months. That other 30%, you're probably not going to get to. You can drip on them. They're in your total addressable market. They're your ideal client in the ideal home, all that kind of stuff, right? You're just kind of waiting for that opportunity where somebody else screws up, and it may never happen. But there is a 67% of the audience that nobody else is really thinking about. Most cleaners chase today's leads. Smart operators build tomorrow's jobs. Are you building tomorrow's jobs? Are you a smart operator or most cleaners? Write that down. Chasing only today's leads is a race you'll always lose. Every competitor is there too. Google ads, local service ads, Facebook, everyone is bidding for the same 3%. And the price is going up and up and up, as we know. Local service ads started at about what, $15, $17 an average phone call. In most markets, now it's over 40. Some markets that we have clients that are over 80, and it's still making the money if you got the right business. $80 a phone call, not a problem. If you book over 50% of them and your average job is over $500, your 3-to-1, 4-to-1 ROI is locked. And other guys are not even trying to play the game. Stop running ads. It's a hamster wheel. Running ads, stop getting leads, right? There's no compounding effect, no future pipeline. It's just a constant grind. If it feels like that, what we're going to talk about is really going to be helpful. Cost per lead keeps rising. We talked about that. And you're invisible to these other 67 to 97%, right? The smart way is to think about the other 97 and make sure in front of the 67, that other 30 is just going to be lurking there, and you may pick up some of those as well. So the other 90% are the future customers. They aren't ready today, but they will be. They still, they still want to clean. So whoever's top of mind at that moment when they're ready wins. Are you already in their head? Dormant, not thinking, curious, notices a stain, starts to wonder. Hmm. Researching, Googling, asking AI for answers. Right? Are you giving answers to questions on Google? And is AI picking up your answers to questions? Are you part of the answer engine? Do you know what I just said? Do you have an SEO provider who understands what I just said? It's not a tactic. It's not more backlinks. It's not more dribble content. In fact, as of May 8th, 20 days ago today, Google algorithm update again, AI update, basically said content that is the same as anybody else's just won't even show up in AI mentions. It's just the same. You've got to be unique, authentic. AI is actually trying to be what Google and the world has always wanted, is authentic. Somebody that go, hey, let me go find that out for you. Let me go do some good research. Let me not get bamboozled by somebody who can scam me. Let me find out what's actually being talked about in the marketplace, right? Comparing a few quotes, a few ideas, right? Are you willing to go into the home and do a quote? Or nope, I'm not doing quotes. I'm not driving to somebody's house. No. Or are you willing to go in and have a conversation because it's an ideal client? And if you're going to be like some of our clients, they never give a price on the phone. They only, like the high end, they only quote. We will set up an appointment. There's no way for me to know until I see, let me come out. If they don't let you come out, they're never going to be an ideal client anyways, and they have sift sorted and screened themselves out of your work. And then when you show up, you can influence them and you can decide if they're a good client for you. Right? It's not about getting a job. I need as many jobs as possible. That's because you're desperate and you're chasing leads. When you build an intentional business, that's not a thing. They book with the cleaner they already trust. How did you get to that point? Stay top of mind. Be the cleaner they already know when the moment arrives. Educate early. Give value before they're ready. Become the trusted expert in their life before they make that first call to book. Zero moment of truth, ZMOT, 20 touches and impressions from the very first all the way through to, holy shit, I got to use these guys. Time is here, and that's them. And then you continue to educate on how often they need to. Right? Naturally, nurture automatically. AI keeps your name in front of future customers. Automations, AI, manual, if you know what to do. One or the other. Manual, automated, or AI. Choose. Capture today's buyers while building tomorrow's jobs. Right? So we're going to talk about the difference between lead generation and lead nurture. Most of you, the majority of the market, is targeting lead generation. Not even a clue what lead nurture is. The company's going from 1.2 million to 2.4 million. The people that are doing $800 job averages, the ones that have a pipeline of potential customers following them and great customers coming back, nurture. You need both. So front end, lead generation, you attract new prospects, Google, Facebook, every door mail, referral partners, walk in the door, right? SEO, social media, yard signs, door hangers, referral programs, get people into your world. That's lead generation. A lot of people say, but if they don't book, I hope they remember me. I think they do. I'm special. My mom liked me. That's nice. They don't know you. Completely out of their head the second you walk away, most of the time. Might be remembered to dinner time if you're funny, unique, different. That's about all you get. Back-end profits come from lead nurture. Build relationships over time before they ever book. Build relationships after they book to stay with them for life. Emails, SMS, AI follow-up conversations is now the new world where you can actually be very, very, very natural, as if you had an office full of people that just, read back up on the customer. Oh yeah, Mrs. Jones. Oh yeah, Mrs. Smith. Oh yeah, whatever. Mr. Mason. Yep. Yeah, he has that little dog, doesn't he? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I wonder if the dog, yeah, had a broken leg last time. Oh my God, I wonder if that dog's still good. That's a note. That's a follow up. Hey, just how's it going, Mr. Mason? Just wondering, it's been a little while since your last cleaning, blah, blah, blah. Stay in touch. Hopefully Fido's doing well. Right? Aw, Fido passed away. That's so sad. Right? Oh, but you've got new puppy Milo. That's awesome. I'm sure you got lots of pet stains. Right? Forever follow-up campaigns. Reactivate past contacts. Give them a mafia offer. If you're targeting the right people in the right neighborhoods, do you think somebody sitting in a gated community in a $2-3 million home, 5,000, 10,000 square feet, is the wrong person to come in and give a free room of cleaning to try you out before they're ready to trust you? I would say that the person in geared to income rental downtown probably is the wrong person to give a free room of cleaning to, but give a mafia offer of some sort. Right? PJ, part of our coaching program, he built $1 million a month cleaning business, giving away free cleaning. And then all the other good stuff. That wasn't the only thing. It isn't like, oh, I'll do that. I'm going to be a millionaire. No, there's a business to run, but you convert them into future customers. So lead flow is rarely the problem. There is so many places you should have a pole in the water. These are actually all the poles in the water that we teach and talk about. They're like, there's layer ones, layer twos, layer threes. I actually say paid ads happen after you fix your leaky bucket. If you don't fix the leaky bucket, paid ads just pours fuel on a bad fire. It doesn't save your business. There is no amount of Google ads that will save your business if you don't have a program in place to get more than have the average job 2-3 times that 80% of the other cleaners' average job. You want to be in the top 20%. And then you want to make sure your retention is that an average lifetime value is 5, 10, 15, 20,000. What do you know yours is? Again, knowing half of them are never going to see you again, the other half should be worth that. So now you know you're building a business. We have one of our client case studies where in paid ads, they've spent $66,000 on paid ads over, I think it was 24 months, roughly 30, just a little bit over 24 months. And built a $1.3 million lifetime value book of business because they know their numbers. They know the average lifetime value of their clients. They know the retention rate. The retention rate of these paid ad clients are being the same because they're targeting the right people. They see all those numbers, and it is a $1.3 million book of business from $66,000. Yes, we're that good at pay-per-click ads. Yes, absolutely. But we're also that good at coaching and training and teaching on how to do all of that. And they're great students and they understand how to run a great business. So paid ads are not the starting point, right? But you want to make sure you're on Google Maps. You want to make sure you're posting every single day. You got images going up. You're at least expanding your radius. But not because more people are going to Google Maps, less people are actually going to Google Maps, but AI is picking up some of that authentic conversation with the daily posts about real stuff, real customer stories, and all of that kind of stuff. You want to make sure your organic website is growing with a new piece of content or two every single week, because that content is what has the businesses that are way ahead of you are doing anyways. You want to make sure it's authentic. There's all this stuff that is just basic. This is just the foundation of running a company today. But I want more leads, John. You want a business, don't you? If you chase leads 20 years from now, you're still chasing leads. If you build a business, leads are added to an engine that's already running, right? So that engine comes from social outreach, local awareness, repeat and referral programs, JV partners, a great website that converts more people that show up to it than a crappy website. Do you even know what that is? Do you even have metrics on it, right? Oh, I like my website. That's not a metric. Like has never been a metric. Do you know how many people convert? What do they click on? Where do they go? Are you telling a story, a psychological story, like a story brand? Do you even know what that means, right? There's an answer to all of this, right? You want to be on all the online directories. You want to be on about 150 different directories. You want to be in the GPSs. You want to be on Dun and Bradstreets. There's a basic level of things that people can help you with. You don't need to figure this all out yourself. You can read the book, right? It's in the book, But you can read the book in 2-3 years from now, you can get set up, or you can hire somebody in 30 days now, you set up and you go do what you need to do. You do your part special, right? You become a business owner like grandpa and dad did in the local marketplace as well. You get people referring you well. You build a system. You have the technicians showing up and you rally them up. You show up on the jobs every now and then, bring them a drink, but to check up on them and do a great job. You have yard signs and door hangers. You do the quotes and all. You can get out of the truck and run a great business. I did that within a year and a half, 1997, starting in a town of 30,000 people, because I started learning some of this stuff and realized, I got to get out of the truck. I ain't ever going to grow the business. So how do I make enough money to have Stuart in the truck? First guy. Don't hire Stuart. If you're listening, Stuart, doubt you are. Don't hire Stuart as a carpet cleaner. Sure, he does a lot of lovely things in his life, but I wasn't great at what I did. A solid C student. Hiring Stuart was a solid C decision. So network, neighborhood marketing, all that kind of stuff. So, and then branding videos and helpful articles and press releases. It's just a thing. It's just business. It's just business, right? There's actual method for this. The business is, there's actually a digital dominance method that taps into your organic offline dominance method. It's done together. That's how you grow a business, right? So the number one mistake I see most service businesses make, not continually following up with their qualified leads. Lead generation versus lead nurture. Let's just clarify the difference right now. Clear things up. Lead generation refers to any online or offline marketing process, but online social media, content marketing, web design, emails, SEO, pay-per-click, used to engage and attract potential customers, right? Pretty cool. Offline, every door mail, walking in, showing up, like outreach, all of that kind of stuff, right? Lead generation focuses on finding new leads. That's pretty simple. Lead nurture is the process of building strong relationships with individual potential customers over time with the intent of turning them into loyal paying customers. Lead nurture therefore focuses on communicating with a person who has already shown interest in your business but has not chosen you yet. Are you nurturing that relationship, and what do you nurture it with? Buy from me, I've got a special. There's no nurturing about that. There's nothing nurturing about that, right? Why lead nurturing matters. Your prospects are doing the research. They may need to get sign off from their spouse. Other things are grabbing their attention. They are busy and distracted, on the go, probably on mobile, largely unfamiliar with you, forget or may not remember who they contacted. It takes 7 touches minimum just to make the first impression in the most point. People that call you, unless their dog just crapped all over the carpet, you're the first name that came up and they need a service right now, people that call you have done some form of comparison, touching, and they go, oh, I've heard of those guys. I've seen that van. I know that. Something is connected. What led you to call us today? A better question than that, like, how did you hear about us? Terrible question. What led you to call us today? A little bit better. You might get a story. What research have you done on us so far? Way better question. Matt Easton, king of persuasion and sales language, Easton University. That was one of his phrases. That's really cool. May try someone else. This time, you can still nurture those people. Are you mad if somebody called somebody else? I hope not. So you want to take them from curious to customers, right? From curious, take a look at this graphic for a second. Beautiful graphic. Thank you, Sarika. From curious, oh my gosh, you sent them an email. You stayed in touch a little bit. You told them about, right? I'm ready to try these guys. That journey might not be a week. What if that journey is a year? Are you staying in touch or is somebody else? Turn early interest into future book jobs automatically. They see your ad post on social, yard sign, van. They opt into something, download a guide, join your VIP club, want to learn a little bit more, go to your website, get pixeled, right? Have a way to follow up. There's a little bit of like at the higher end, there's a little bit of inception there. Somebody comes to your website, you can actually drop mail at their door, even if they didn't click on anything, things like that. There's a way to sort of, if it's an ideal customer, an ideal zip code, grab them, right? Nurture, AI, email, educate, build trust, teach them about other customers like them that love you. Happy customer stories, we call it. Project stories, reviews, tips, Stay top of mind. How to take care of this, how to prepare your carpet for, how to for your family gathering, how to get your home ready for summer, how to get the pollen and dust out of your home now that you're closing the winters up or they're closing the windows up in the fall. They're ready, and they're already going to choose you. The goal: build a system that works in the background, nurturing future customers while you focus on today's jobs. That's the goal. Manual, sure, if you have to, figure it out. Automate it, absolutely. Add AI to be even smarter. Lead magnets, pet urine elimination guide, honest pricing guide for the local Madison area, healthy home carpet guide, right? Healthy home air quality guide, neighborhood offer campaigns, lead magnet, QR code campaigns. Scan for a free room offer for a safe and healthy home. Scan here. That could be a website they scan to. That could be a chat bot that chats them up, hands off a guide, sees if they're ready, hands it off to somebody on the phone to call them. Whole bunch of stuff. We build those kinds of AI agentic systems. But again, there's layers to this. Invoices and receipts. Scan to book your next cleaning and save 10%. Pretty easy one, right? Door hangers, Facebook posts, comment pet or comment price in the comments, and we'll send you our pet recovery guide, our honest pricing guide for the local area. Every scan is a new contact in your future job pipeline. Oh, I didn't get a job this week from that, John. No, but you got 10 new people, 50 new people. You're now nurturing 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000 automatically. You run happy customer stories on social media, and you're in the nurture. All of a sudden, they see your van, like, it's clean, it's washed, it's not rusted out. You've seen your technicians; they're not vaping and spitting out the window. Like all of it just creates oh my gosh! You show up at clean up the beach with your crew, all in uniform, and from your company, you give back. You do, like, how did Grandpa run the business? How do great people run great businesses? Charity golf tournaments, blah blah blah. A little bit more, right? That's what business owners do. Just a little bit at a time. Get out of your comfort zone. It becomes easy. Get out of your comfort zone. It becomes easy. Again, red face couldn't talk at school at all. Ran client appreciation events with bouncy castles in the middle of during running the entire business. How did I go from there to there? Really great question. I just showed up and did a little bit more with my face red. Good, better, best. Where are you in the spectrum? Manual, human follow-up. That's good. We talked about this, right? It says where most cleaners are. I'd say, nah, where most cleaners stop, if they ever do it at all. You or your staff follow up personally the next day, maybe a little while later. Are you still interested? You follow up with your customers as well. Again, lead nurture, can also think of it as customer nurture. We talk about that on different trainings, but similar ideas. They're staying in touch with your customers every week or every month or once a year with a text message? Sort of, maybe not. You're in the customer retention business. There's a whole process to that. Without it, somebody else is stealing your customers and you're not maximizing your database and you're losing revenue. How to run a business. This is another one of those. Phone calls, text replies, relationship-driven personal touches, limited scalable, time intensive, right? And then you stop when you're busy or overwhelmed, right? That's what happens there. Better than nothing. A little bit better. Automated emails and SMS. CRM pipeline stages that is intentionally built. Do you have a 50-touch email, text message, ringless voicemail, and reminder to your staff system for every new lead that comes in that just perpetually, and when people unsubscribe and drop off and you change that? That's intentional data-driven marketing, right? That's the business we're in. You do that, you're one of the few that hit run a business that doesn't need your full time and attention, but makes the money that you can sell to somebody else. Break your foot, doesn't really matter. You show up in the office with a cast on. You do one of those things that Axl Rose had where you put your knee on it and roll around the airport, stuff like that. Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because the crew's still going out cleaning carpets, right? Timed follow-up cadence, consistent, works 24/7. It's generic though, not personalized. It's personalized maybe with tokens and stuff like that. It's better than nothing and it's good. Like that, this is what we've had up until like 2026. AI powered is now the new paradigm. It can respond, personalized, knows their history, knows the notes, has a conversation with them, can adjust and adapt. It's a training issue. Everybody thinks that AI is scan your website. I now have a chat bot. It's not. Hey, go read my website. Can you now answer all my phone calls? Sally, who just walked in the office this morning. If it wouldn't work for Sally that just walked in the office this morning, why is it working for AI? Good question, right? It has to be trained. It's got to feel human, not robotic. But when it does that, you can scale, personal touch at scale. And you can find data. You can find out when people, and the AI can help you. Hey, by the way, I'm noticing at this point we're getting drop off. I suggest we change to that. That's good data when it's AI powered properly. Stay top of mind with AI powered follow-up, right? Hey, just checking in. Can we help with your carpet cleaning project? Yes, I'd like more information. Great. Here's a few options that may be a good fit for you. Off you go. Right? AI follow up without sounding robotic. How smart AI nurture works. Respond within minutes, right? Automation can do that as well. Personalized to their situation, ask them questions, triage the situation, as they say. Educate without selling because it's trained on education. Like it's you train it. Somebody trains it. We train it, right? It's not trained on, here's my pricing. You want a job, right? If it doesn't know, it doesn't know. Educate without selling. Nurture at perfect intervals, all self-adjust. That's a built-out system that needs to be thought through. Book appointments. I would suggest book appointment for somebody to call them back or to do a quote. You don't want AI trying to book Tommy the tech an hour south of town, 45 minutes north of town, and back 45 minutes south of town as the 3 jobs today, right? So I put a human in the loop, have the conversation, but have AI do follow-up, stay in touch, hand off to a real person who knows how to close, who knows how to sell, who knows how to book, right? What it looks like. I saw your pet odor guide. Do you handle cat urine? Absolutely. Cat urine is one of our specialties. We use 3-enzyme process, neutralize, blah, 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 blah. You can even say, hey, check out one of our happy customer stories right here. Take a quick read through that. What do you think? Right? Did you get a chance to read that? Did that link come through? Awesome. Right? You can train it, all that. I got it. 2 cats, living room. I'll send over our pet urine treatment guide and pricing. Sarah, would Thursday or Friday week for a quick in-home estimate? All done with AI. Lead nurturing is about this, right? 50% of sales stop after the first contact. 65%, I'd say that's even higher, call back the next day. 80% never make it to day 3. And real sales for real customers tend to happen for lifetime clients way down, contact 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So maintain a lead database somewhere, somehow. Is your active lead list 10 times bigger than your customer list? If it's not, that's a good sign you don't know what I just said. Do you have an active lead list 10 times bigger than your customer? Are you capturing all the sources your leads are coming from? Do you know where they're coming from, what's working, what's not, how it's all integrated? Are you attributing first attribution, last attribution? Do you know what I just said? What contact information are you capturing from each source? What defined lead nurture steps do you have in place for each contact source? There's different sources that are different parts of the funnel, different ways to talk to people. How many initial touches? Email, text message, live phone call, right? Visit, time to visit 1 to 3 weeks. And then you do a site visit, agree to buy, stay in touch, finally get the job. That might be the case. You need to build that manually or automated. Like manually could be Keely in the office was one of the girls I had. Cheryl that started, my college intern that started when I was like 1997, 98, somewhere in there, probably 98. Cheryl was the college intern from Conestoga College that came in for half a day. Right? Helped me as we built out all these systems and all this stuff, answered the phones, worked, all that stuff, right? And a lot of it was manual. We're talking 1998, right? Then we ended up with Sheila for a good number of years, really helpful, into a little bit more automations as the 2000s rolled out. Tasha, eventually Heather. And that was the 30 years of my company with different people helping run the office, right? Strategic follow-up with all ideal inquiries. Add ongoing forever follow-up for success. So strategic follow-up with all inquiries, all qualified inquiries, and then a forever follow-up, forever, until they buy or die. I love that really crude phrase. You follow up until they buy or die. Leverage automation. So you're not, anything you repeat, you can automate. So leverage it. Embed AI in 2026 and beyond where you can. We built a tool called Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro. If you're a lead automation assistant, every single communication source can come into Carpet Cleaner Lead Pro, all predefined by 30 years of great marketing in workflows behind the scenes and pipelines and all of that kind of stuff. But it's a great place to have automation, have customer interactions, and now we're starting to build AI as an option into that system as well. Right? So automate every lead flow, all the activity, all the contacts, all the pay, like where did they come from? How do you score them? Where do they go? What's it all about? Right? What reporting spitting out the back end? Are you staying in touch with these people for the long term? Right? Smart messaging. Start and stop specific campaigns simply by moving them from what stage are they in? Where are they at? What did they follow up with? What did they say? Did they do anything? Did they not do anything? What is your chase sequence? Chase sequence is your first 2 weeks. And that's where you're staying in touch very, very rapidly for the first week, a little bit slower for the second, mafia offer, and then you put them into a long-term nurture. And if they show back up again, you put them back into a chase sequence that you knew now because they came back around because you already have them tagged for that, right? So campaigns include emails, SMS, ringless voicemails, reminders to give them a real call. Messaging is personalized using smart automation and tokenization. AI voice AI and chat can be added on as add-on services, handles inbound and outbound calls when the phones are busy or after hours. I still think humans should answer the phones, but when they're busy, this should be the third number rollover instead of a answering machine, right? Trained to be lifelike, answer questions, qualify inquiries, all that kind of stuff, and be fully trained as if you were training somebody to come into your office and answer phones properly. That training is not a minute. Chat assistants built on the same knowledge base and database, but able to engage back and forth. And you want different chat assistants. You want a chat assistant for the QR code, right? Scan this QR code for safe and healthy home. Hey, what about safe and healthy home? Are you interested in? Off it goes. And then, you'd like somebody to pop out, down the conversation. Is this something you're looking to solve now or later? Oh, okay, later? Sure. Let me send you some more information about customers just like you that have loved our services and why we started the business, founder story, why we offer the risk reversal guarantee we do, what's unique about us, compelling sales proposition. The foundation of any good business is being different than everybody else so that the marketplace knows you're different. If you're the same, why would they buy from you? What's so special about you? Right. And then you seamlessly integrate that with your CRMs and stuff like that. The whole idea is to sync back and forth as much as possible with your current booking systems and stuff like that. Right. Automated hot lead follow-up. Multi-channel follow-up. Somebody comes in, they're interested, call them cold leads, right? They're not frigid cold. It's not they don't know you, right? But they've entered your world, downloaded a guide, looked at something, did something. Automate multi-touch. Again, that's that first initial chase sequence over 2 weeks. Automate with a mafia offer at the end of that 2 weeks. Can we get them to make a decision right now? Get me in the home, 1 free room of cleaning, ideal neighborhoods. You can have zip codes put in, street. With automations and AI now, you can know what street they're on. You can know if it's a good neighborhood or not. You can identify that. You can have I know roofing companies that can, use satellite photos, Google Earth, and say, hey, I know that you're in a 5,000 square foot home, 1,500 square foot home, whatever. Here's some estimates pricing, but they can also say we only work with $1 million homes. That's at least 5,000 square foot home, right? And they just dismiss the rest, and they know their market, right? Automate forever follow up until they hot and buy. So future job pipeline, a system that works today and builds tomorrow. Today's lane, right? Facebook ads go to that instant response, book in 5 minutes. They already know about you. They're interested. They hop on the phone with you. You book them, right? Just you're straight through, straight path to a sale. That's not every day. That's not every customer, but there's people that already know enough about you. My friend told me about you. I checked out your website, right? And next thing you know, they're ready to book. Why? Because you've already gotten into their head just behind the scene. You didn't know it yet. They only showed up in your awareness in your world right now, but they're ready. They're ready. They just need to be taken over the hump, right? Tomorrow's lane is they don't know you yet, right? Chat GPT just recommended you and 3 other people as good for pet stains, as good for Berber carpet, as good for Haitian cotton couches, because you have articles all over your website and in social media about happy customers who you solved Haitian cotton couch problems for. That's the only way they know. And every other derivative and alternative, think of everything, right? Viscous rugs, like what is it? What is it that you do? Do you have a story about all of it? Can you eventually get stories about all of it? Can you teach the marketplace that people love you for all of these things, right? And lead magnets and they get into your world, opt in, get the guide, start a conversation with AI. That's an opt-in because, hey, what's your name? What's your email? Cool, let me send that over. Guess what? They just opted in by chat. AI nurture sequences, local story marketing. It's what Google's AI has just shifted to. I've been talking about this for 4 years now. It's what human brains want. They want to be hearing stories about happy customers. Now AI, Google's saying, you know what? If it's not unique, not local, not about you, I don't care. As of May 8th. Forever follow-up. Future jobs booked. Most cleaners chase today's leads. Smart cleaners build tomorrow's jobs. Database, goldmine. Old estimates never booked. Are you following up with these people? There's hidden revenue here. Or is that, well, I'll get around to it someday? Right? We're really busy. Are you really busy to the point of growing $1 million cleaning business? Or are you really busy and at the end of the year, the number's still the same? That's not really busy. That's just bad systems. Read the E-Myth. Michael Gerber. That will solve that one. Past customers. Inactive, like database reactivation. QR scans and web leads, referral partner list. Do you have a referral partner list? Are you growing? Oh, I got a few real estate agents that refer me. Okay. So you've been in business about 6 months? No, 20 years. A few? Are you getting a few new ones every month or every couple months? That's the business you're in. Some of them move, stop being a real estate agent, interior designer, maid service, flooring store, furniture store, veterinarian, you name it. You go down the list. The referral partner list can be really long, but they can also leave. The property manager that has 5, 6 buildings moves out of town or gets fired. Your referral partner list needs to be growing, not shrinking, and not stagnant. Social media engagement, right? Comments, likes, shares. Are you in all the Facebook groups for local business owners, local homeowners, all that kind of stuff, right? Hopefully. Neighborhoods and current jobs. Did they drive past your van? Do you have a yard sign? Do you have in the street? Do you know what I just even said? Do you know what that even means? If you don't, you should be having these things in place. You'd be thinking about these things. You should be learning these things. The very best cleaners do this. All the rest don't. And most businesses don't even understand that they don't even see this stuff. Well, I looked at their website. It doesn't say that they put an A-frame at the end of the street. No, what does is the A-frame at the end of the street. Another house is being made safe, healthy, and beautiful down this way with a big arrow and a QR code for safe and healthy home. Scan here and your logo. Just like the real estate agents have a big A-frame pointing down to the open house. We can learn from others. A well-nurtured database beats a cold ad campaign every time. My Google ads are running cold. Yep. How many people know you before they see your name on Google ads? If they don't know, like, and trust you, your Google ads, lucky to do a 3-to-1 ROI. Probably 2-to-1. Terrible. If they know, like, and trust you, 5-to-1 ROI. If your average job is $500 and they know, like, and trust you, and your booking rate is now 55%, it's a gold mine. You're just adding more people to a bucket that isn't leaky. We talk about this every single week on our coaching program. The system that never forgets a prospect so you don't have to. Hot lead blitz, day 1 to 3, education phase, weeks 2 to 4, month 2 to 3, story phase, project stories before and afters, happy customers, testimonials, right? 4 to 6, re-engagement, still thinking about it. Imagine talking to somebody 4 to 6 months later that reached out to you in December, thinking about carpet cleaning, thinking about getting their tile cleaned, and you're still talking, hey, you still interested? Good businesses actually do this manually or automated or with AI now, right? Quarterly engagement, seasonal offers, newsletters, loyalty rewards, things you do from 6 months on. There's a map for this. This isn't just made up. This is actually a blueprint, part of a blueprint. Most cleaners stop following up after 1 day. Like, think of what I just said. This is what you can do to build $1 million business, $500,000 business, lifestyle business, run it from the golf course when you're 50 business. And most cleaners stop following up after 1 day. Become the cleaner they already know, like, and trust. No consistent social media presence. Again, doesn't mean posting on your, yes, do you post on your social media? Absolutely. Does anybody find it? Absolutely not. You know that. This isn't magic. How do you have a consistent social media presence that they find? Think that one through. I've got answers, totally different webinar. Local community group participation. Before, after project stories. AI in the real world, out, tell the stories. Van, visibility, QR codes. I drive around in a white van because my HOA will not allow me to put a magnet or wrap a van. Heard that one before, more than once. I can't drive my van home with wrapping on it because my HOA doesn't allow it. Okay. Park your van away from, find somebody who's going to charge you $100 a month to park your van at night. Lock it up, pull it in somewhere. Do what you need to do. Rent a locker, pull it in. Jump on your scooter and drive home. The van will generate you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Without it, you're not trying to run a business. You're trying to run a hobby. You sit in a driveway with a white van and a magnet on it, you have just repelled the neighbors, not attracted them. Right? We got to try harder. Like, how do they like you? Authentic personal story, personality and stories. Are you telling your story? Or, we do great carpet cleaning. We're number 1. That's not a story. So yeah, Nancy Jones called, or Mrs. Jones called, right? She just moved into the area and bought a house. Everything seemed good. Turned out the old homeowner had put plugins everywhere. Once the smell of plugins left, the smell of the dog showed up. They gave us a call. We identified all kinds of areas. We peeled back some of the carpet, cut out underpad, found the big areas. I think they must have had a large lab or a large dog. We were able to treat the subfloor, seal it in, replace the underpad, do the enzyme treatment and the oxidizing treatment on the urine, and save the fairly new carpet in really great condition, just with a bad smell. How many urine jobs does that land you? Or do you go, I charge $30 a room to spray an enzyme for urine? That's nice. We used to charge $75 for an area about 10 baseball side spots. Average urine job, between $500 and $2,000 to restore carpets with a guarantee. There's a difference. You can do the better. And the better customers want the better. The crappy customers want the cheaper. Community involvement, helpful tips and education, transparent pricing, information, right? Again, I don't agree in putting your actual final prices on the website. You have to qualify your pricing, but you can give them tiers, good, better, best. How pricing works. Discount guys can only do this. Premium guys can also do this and this and this. You have to decide what you want. Real photos of real teams, real behind the scenes, everywhere. Take every baby lying on carpet and family and dog sitting on couch off of everything you've got, and then see what you've got naked and fill it with real stuff. 5-star Google review strategy, testimonials from customers, real customers, video before and after transformations, guarantees, all that kind of stuff. Visibility creates familiarity. Familiarity creates bookings. Show up where they're ready, right? Facebook and Instagram, stay in their feeds. YouTube, right? So you want to be on Google when they're ready. When they're ready. That's what. Sorry, my eyes gloss over. Show up when they're ready on Google, on the places that people go to when they're ready. Show up in their feeds, right? So join those groups. Share out happy customer stories. Don't share out ads and discounts. That's not the business you're in. YouTube videos, how to helpful tips and projects. Stay in their inbox when they arrive to you. Yard signs, door hangers, mail. If they come to your website and leave, if they're in the ideal zip code, mail them. There's tools for that as well. Not cheap, not overly expensive, but there's systems involved when you get to scale that help you get to that next level. And reviews and referrals, social proof everywhere. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be somewhere consistently in front of all your ideal clients. Smart Cleaner Playbook. The cleaner who wins the next 3 years is building their pipeline today. Running top of funnel lead magnet campaigns, top of funnel. Do you know what that means? Posting local story marketing content weekly. Google's algorithm just changed May 8th that said everything John's been saying for the last 2 or 3 years is actually 3 or 4 years. Project capture stories, we called it, is actually real. Activate old estimates and past customers. Use QR codes on vans, signs, and invoices. Running AI nurture sequences that set it and forget it. Build forever follow-ups into your lead sources. There we go. Yeah. Another 75, 80 minutes or so in, we're now ready to recap. Why Ready Now leads are only 3% of the real growth. You've learned that now. How to capture today's buyers while building tomorrow's pipeline. We've learned that now. How lead nurture, did you guys get that right? Fill in the blanks. How lead nurture turns curious homeowners into future customers. How AI-powered follow-up, automation, manual, good, better, best, helps stay top of mind without adding more mid-work would be AI, automation, and then AI, right? So what are your takeaways? First, we got an AI, the ultimate AI marketing checklist. Go to our website, it pops up, fill it out. Fill out the form, get the checklist, see how close you guys are to being the ultimate AI marketing checklist. Are you ready? Right? But implementation is everything. Take away at least 3 actions. Most people fail because it's not because there's not enough ideas. I just gave you a whole ton of ideas. You just don't execute, right? The key to growth is taking immediate action on one high impact shift right now and continuing to do that. Put it on the list, get it in place, lock it, load it, systemize it, go next, go next, go next, right? That's how you grow a business. It's hard to do it on your own sometimes, but you've got to work your way through it, right? Marketing is not a side activity. It's actually the business you're in. If you want to grow, right, you can get lucky sometimes. You can buy a legacy business that has a huge history until people start dying off and you don't get new referrals and you're not showing up anywhere. You don't have anything to sell. When you go to sell, well, I don't know if I'm going to want to sell. Where's your equity in your business? You bought a home to eventually get the equity out of it, or at least transfer it off to your next, right? You didn't buy a business to get a job, right? When you have a corporate job, you've got a pension, a retirement, a 401k. When you own your own business, you don't. This is your business, right? You are the marketer of cleaning services. If you market every single day, you are in that top elite tier, right? The best businesses are not the best operators. They're the best marketers who then need to refine operations to scale. Make sure they hire the right people, make sure they show up, make sure they have clean uniforms, make sure they know how to talk to customers, all that kind of stuff. Commit one major marketing shift this week and every week. Commit to it. Because a reminder, AI is now the great equalizer. AI is now here. I've been saying this for a year. March of 2025 is the first time I showed this slide anywhere. That was the 2-day private intensive, $297 with me and Jeff Cross from CleanFacts about the great AI shift coming. This is from there. AI commoditizes business that failed to differentiate. Everybody looks the same. Because you can just do more with AI. If you don't stand for something different and compelling, AI will blur you into the competition. Why should they pick you over you, over you, over you? No idea. You don't stand out. You don't tell them why. The winners will be authentic, trusted businesses nurturing human relationships. Wow. I said that in March of 2025. That's the algorithm, May of 2026. Interesting. Being the best known cleaner wins over having discounts and deals 100% of the time. A strong offer helps convert leads, but omnipresent brand gets the call first. And an offer is not a discount. It's more for as a bonus. If no one knows who you are, a great offer doesn't matter at all. Customers don't buy based on price alone at all. It's actually number 5, 6, 7 on the list when you do all consumer studies. It's not number one. We think it's number one. We market, all my customers care about the price. Is all your marketing price-based? Yep. Gee, I wonder why you attracted people that cared about price. What about the millionaires that just got a $2,000, $3,000 cleaning today? Did they call you? No, none of those people call me. They call somebody. Customers don't buy based on price. They buy based on respect. Price shoppers, there's a K-shaped economy going on. People that the majority, the mass middle, as they call it, are more stressed about money than ever before. 2008, 9, 10 recession feeling all over again. They got job issues. They got this, they got that, right? Loyal customers with discretionary income aren't deciding to not clean something and put it off. They're not deciding to kind of wait a little bit longer. They're deciding to clean and maintain the stuff they have. Are you targeting these people? Because they value your trust, right? They're repeat and referrals. Which one do you attract? There's an exact blueprint for this. We talk about it every single week on the Blueprint for Success. It's part of our coaching program. Just wanted to put it out there. We mentioned this now. 2026 was the line in the sand year. Go down in history. The history books will talk about it, that this was the year that agentic showed up, that AI went to scale. I've been using AI for 4 years, over 4 years, like a year or two before ChatGPT came out, right? This is now, it's replacing jobs. It's the future. It is not just a tech bubble. It's not the .com crash. It is an entire new industrial class, an entire new operating system for the planet. What's happening behind the scenes in my world, I run the AI Marketing Experts podcast. One of the co-hosts every Friday as well. We are deep in the weeds on this. What is happening behind the scenes will scare the crap out of you. So the way people buy, work, and experience life has changed forever. They don't Google search carpet cleaner near me. They ask long-winded questions, and they need authentic, proper answers. And AI needs to find those. So we do offer spots from time to time. Reach out to us by application only, but our Blueprint for Success coaching, we provide a lot of the stuff we talk about as kits. It's not giving you the fish. It's teaching you how to fish so that you know how to do it, but it's all of it tied together in a community of people that growing together and love it. If you need a conversation about any of this, if you're actually serious about growing, want to grow a business, want to kind of get from where you are, there's a lot of stuck levels in carpet cleaning. That 100,000, 150,000 is a stuck level that some people never get past. You know, I did 30 years ago in 1996, a year into the business, past 10,000 a month and scaled. But a lot of people, even in 30 years later, hit that 250, 300,000 stuck level. Can't get past it. 500,000, that 500 to 600,000 stuck level. And just like the stock market, if you stay stuck, it's called capitulation, right? You do something, you do something, change to bust out, or you eventually drop. Those are only two options. You don't stay stuck forever. You might be riding it for a couple of years, but it doesn't last forever. it goes one way or the other. The market will move around you. And if you're not willing to adapt, it goes one way or the other. So we talk about that. You can go carpetcleanermarketingmasters.com/schedule. Team will reach out to you, have a little bit of conversation about your business, what you're looking to do. We'll have a conversation, either a phone call or a Zoom call, depending on where you are in your business. And we'll talk about some of this stuff. Are you ready to make the change you need? Are you ready to be part of that smaller group that does things differently? Or do you just want more leads into a leaky bucket? Your call. Anyways, hope you found this valuable. We're going to wrap it there. I'd like to be done in about 90 minutes or so. We're just at that mark. So yeah, reach out to us. Share this out to friends, anybody else in the industry, stuff like that. If you found value in this, let us know, right? If there's take the transcript of this, talk to your favorite AI agent and say, hey, based on what John said and what I do, what are some things I can change, right? I'm here to help. So jump on a call. Let's have a quick consult, see where you're at. Right? It's not a sales call. It's not a sales call. I charge for consulting. This is an opportunity to get a one-on-one and a deep dive into your business and see if there's things that can be fixed. So go check out the podcast, AI Marketing Experts podcast for sure. Carpet Cleaner Success podcast, some really great interviews from really great carpet cleaners. If you've got a good story to tell, that's good in your marketplace as well. Storytelling, jump on the podcast. Go to carpetcleanersuccess.com, enroll to be a guest. We'll give you some great marketing for free in your local marketplace, and we'll share it out for other people to hear your story as well. So kind of win-win for everybody. So lots of things in our world. But yeah, stay in touch, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And we shall see you next time. Take care.